Seen you in years.
I know.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you, all things considered.
So are you still in New York?
I am. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm excited to join my friends in Florida.
Yeah, it's beautiful here today.
Lucy, where are you?
I'm in Longboat Key, right outside of Sarasota.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Now, are you there permanently?
No, we come to New Jersey in the summer.
Oh, in the
To
summer.
the shore.
Yeah, well.
So
it's
now, are you
such
still
a
working with the
place.
New York Forum?
No, I stepped down many years ago. I can't believe it. I was there for 22 years, Lucy.
Wow.
And then Rita Crotty took over from me.
Oh, that's right. I knew
And
that.
she has already retired.
Wow.
Right. And so a new woman named Susie Brown
There's
took
a
the
new
place.
woman by
I
name
met her a couple years ago.
Susie
And who
Brown.
chairs the New York Forum now?
Sorry?
Who chairs the New York Forum?
Oh,
Carol Carter?
no,
Is
no,
it
Carolyn Carter is
Hi, Janice.
Jan Zaro.
Hey, how are
Hi.
you? Nice to see you.
I was hoping to see you, Jan. How are you?
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there like we're all hanging. Yeah. No, the current president of the New York Forum is Joan Heffenriffer. And actually I think her term is up this year. You know, when you're sort of on the sideline, as I have been for 12 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't seem possible.
Wow.
I mean, I'm still engaged in that I serve on a committee for the education fund and I go to a number of events, but I'm not as engaged as I was, of course. And there are so many new members.
How many members do they have now? Do you know?
I think they have over 500.
Wow, because we kept debating, upping the limits, and I think we went to
know.
about 4 or
know.
something. Hi,
Could I ask a
Lisa.
quick techie question? All day, I have been having a problem. I
What?
can connect on my Zoom on my laptop, which is where I am now, but it's not allowing me with the same link to connect on my main computer.
Really?
I don't know. I'm wondering if Leanne or Lucy or kind of techie would know.
You trying different browsers? There may be a cache or something in your browser. Or the only things I can think of is change browsers, turn off your computer and try. It should work.
And
Oh.
Zoom likes Google Chrome as a browser. Yeah.
All right. So turn the main computer off and see if it works that way.
Yeah,
All right.
that's always the first approach on anything that
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Turn it
All
off and then on, and then maybe change the browser if it doesn't work.
Okay. Right back.
Gotta love the technology.
I know, I know.
Hi, Lisa.
And Lisa's from Sarasota.
Hi, Mary.
Maybe Lisa's on mute.
She is.
She is.
I'm here.
Ah, there you are.
I just walked in the door. How are you guys doing?
Good, how are
Good.
you?
Lisa, glad you're joining us.
Oh,
So
of course. Of course
Lisa, Suzanne Dowling used to be the administrator of the Women's Forum of New York. Then Rita Crotty took over, and now it's Susie Brown. But Suzanne, I've seen you maybe overseas before.
Right.
So Suzanne, are you now living in Sarasota? Or are you still in New York?
Oh, I'm in New York.
Oh, well, welcome.
I
So
said, I was born in New York. I will die in New York.
I understand. I am a former New Yorker and born and raised in Brooklyn. So,
Oh, me too, Lisa. Where were you? Where'd you grow up?
Well, it was a small area off of Church Avenue. So
Where? My husband grew up there in Flatbush. She grew up on Ocean Avenue between Dorchester and Ditmas.
yeah, that was pretty close to us. Yeah.
My father was born in Brooklyn. Always spoke very highly of it.
Where'd you go to school?
Pardon?
Oh, I was asking Lisa where she went to school.
NYU. Yeah.
And to high school?
Oh, NYU.
High school, I was up in upstate New York
Oh.
for high school. Yeah.
So
But my
Lisa,
mom
you went to
was
NYU.
Erasmus.
Lisa, you went to NYU. I'm an uptown girl. I went to Columbia.
Oh, there you go.
And I
We've
went
got
to
some real
Melinda.
New Yorkers on this.
And Melinda is in New York. Hi,
I'm
Melinda.
on. Yes, I'm here for a while.
Melinda's on the east side.
Nice to see you, Melinda.
Doing okay. How are you? I'm over at by the United Nations. It's where beautiful views these days as we stay indoors the whole time. But Leanne, we're touring Sarasota. Is that what we're doing here on this?
No, it's totally, it's just social. It's a social Zoom. It has nothing to do with Sarasota. We're connecting socially with the forums in Miami, Palm Beach, Suncoast, which is the Sarasota area. And
Hi,
New York.
Catherine.
Hi, Suzanne.
So
Are
this
you-
is just a social Zoom.
Are you in New York?
No, St. Petersburg.
Am I the only one that's in New York?
I don't know.
Ah,
Suzanne Dowling and Melinda Bush are both in New York.
Melinda's in New York. Okay, sure.
Yeah, but where are you, Suzanne? Are you
I'm
not
on
in?
I'm on Long Island, actually.
Good.
I'm Long
Hi,
Island.
Jan.
Hey, Lucy. Hey, Leanne. How's everybody?
Hi, Jan. And my friend Angie's on. I love it.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Angie.
Angie.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And Angie's my JetBlue BFF, but she was actually in Sarasota this last week.
And
Oh,
it was
great.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, it was
Where
good
are you
weather.
from? Or where?
New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I go to New Jersey in the summer.
I
And
understand.
where in Jersey are you living?
Edison.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. I used to live in Scotch Plains.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, around the
I
corner.
used to live in Mountainside.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so all my New Jersey people left and went down to Florida, huh?
Yeah.
That's
I was,
right.
I was born and raised in Newark, and my parents moved to Livingston, New Jersey, and that's where all my family is now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the areas.
You're on mute, Karen.
My name is Karen Jones. I'm in Naples, Florida. I'm a friend of Tony Randolph's, and Leon invited me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, nice to have
Welcome.
you. Hi, Karen.
Karen's a guest of mine and Tony Randolph. Tony Randolph is over in Palm Beach and Miami, IWFs, and Karen is Washington DC and Naples. And Karen, thanks for joining us.
Great.
And we have Virginia Pun connecting with us from IWF Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be in Florida the next week or two.
Yeah, next week.
Smart.
Yes,
This week,
next
actually
week,
this weekend.
exactly.
Looking
Yes.
forward to it.
Good.
Yeah.
And Arabelle Beck is in the house. She's one of our newest IWF members from Estero, which is around Fort Myers. She's the CFO of Nature Right Farms. They have berries all over the world.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Arabelle.
Love those berries.
yes.
And Leanne, my guest is Janine Rabin, who she's in the middle of the screen for me, but maybe not for you. And she's from St. Pete, from the Johns Hopkins All Children's Foundation, where she's
Oh, yeah.
the VP.
It's about
Happy
6
to have her
blocks
as
from
my
me.
guest.
Right
Wait,
back.
is she on?
I am. Hello,
Oh,
everyone.
there you are.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Tonight.
Hi.
Great.
Thank you for having me as your guest, Jan.
Delighted. Big fan.
And Marcia, are you in New York?
No, I'm actually in Boca Raton.
Ah,
as we speak.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm Florida.
So Marcia's one of my dear friends. She's IWF New Jersey and kind of, she's Boca-ish, so she could be Palm Beach or Miami, whatever day she wants.
York. I'm also a member of New York. So how many forums can we be members of, you know? I see Jan there. Hi, Jan. How are you?
Hey, Marcia, I thought I recognized the voice. I didn't see your face. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. You know, enjoying South Florida.
Oh, yeah.
you
What
know.
part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Boca Raton.
Oh, okay. I'm in Venice, near
You're in
Sarasota.
Venice,
Yeah.
just south of Leanne.
Right, and Marcia and I have had breakfast in Venice by the airport.
We have.
Oh,
I
Hi,
came
Carol.
for an occasion.
hi, Carol.
Hi, Suzanne, darling.
Carol.
Hi there.
How are you? Haven't talked to you in a long time.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you in Florida also?
Oh, no, I'm in New York.
And Janine Amick is in the house. She is in Brainton. She heads up the Manatee Performing Arts Center. Woo-hoo!
Thanks,
Oh,
Leanne.
nice.
Super excited.
Are they open for performances now, starting?
Yes, we've been doing small, intimate, 99 people out of 352 normally. We started
okay.
last November.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and you're inside? You're doing it inside, Janine?
Yes, you can come inside, you can go outside across the street on a big 35-foot screen, or you can enjoy it from your home.
And then where is this? Which one is this?
Manatee Performing Arts Center, downtown Bradenton, just north of Sarasota.
Yeah.
Great.
No, I'm in
COVID is the
Longboat
mother
Key.
of invention, of innovation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll tell you, the way they've done it, I've been to Oslo, as Lucy knows, and West Coast. Both of them have done bang up jobs. Amazing.
So we'll have to go to Janine's.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the
exactly.
Mahaffey.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah. The Mahaffey in St. Petersburg is starting. They did start performances as well. I haven't been yet, but I just did get some tickets.
And isn't Mahaffey right behind the Salvador Dali
Yes.
Museum? So I just
Yes.
went to the Van Gogh exhibit over a week ago, which
Yeah.
is amazing. It's here
Yeah, I
through
saw it as well.
St. Pete.
Yeah, we saw it when we got here in December.
I wonder if it's the same exhibit that's going to be in New York in a couple months.
I don't know, but we saw another one in Paris last year at the Atelier des Lumières, and it was a little bit different. I thought it was going to be exactly the same. It was a little different, but same idea with the video, the voiceover, the slides. It's very well done.
Very well done.
Is this
Very relaxing. It's very relaxing.
Can I just they have this magical projection thing and you're actually inside the space
Yes.
of Van Gogh?
Yes.
I saw a news report on it. It looked amazing, just
Yeah.
amazing. I was at the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam just over the summer, and it was so amazing.
Oh.
The previous.
I was going to say, wow, that's something.
Yeah.
No.
That didn't happen. It was a
Right.
It's
a wonderful museum.
It is an amazing museum.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. So, and
What I want to know is, how does Angie have that jet blue in the background? How do you get that going, Angie?
You just download a picture, and when you
Yeah.
go into your Zoom's profile,
Yeah, okay, you got that
use
through
it
the
as your
download.
background.
I love that. I love it. So
You're
awesome.
welcome.
Well, she also works, she's an executive with JetBlue, so she
I
has the right to
understand.
have JetBlue behind her. But Melinda, I'll walk you through it. Melinda, I'll help you out. When
So how do you explain Beth has NASA?
Well, I took a picture when I was there. But I also have this is from Israel. It says, dream big.
I like
Oh,
that.
that's a good one.
It
Yes.
really is nice. And you can see in the spaces of it, people can stand like where the D or the R.
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
cool.
And,
Yeah,
Yeah,
know
Leanne, had the great
So
one
this is-
behind you, Leanne. What is that?
Van Gogh
That's
from the
Van
Van Gogh
Gogh.
exhibit last week.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
Van Gogh.
Yeah, that's Van Gogh. That's great.
From the exhibit last week. I took a picture of it. I took some
Excellent.
pictures so they could be virtual backgrounds.
Excellent.
Let's
Excellent.
see.
That's really great.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's beautiful.
So I want to do a nice shout out to Marion Stewart. I think she's zooming in from, is it Palm Beach? And are you the menopause expert?
Yes, I'm in Hallandale Beach actually, so I'm part of Palm Beach.
Great.
So,
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank
around
you
the
for
outside
zooming
of
with
the
us.
But yeah, so I've just been promoting my first American book, which has been very exciting, and I did my first American TV program last week, which was
What's the book?
so it's called Manage Your Menopause Naturally. So it's I specialize in natural menopause. I've been helping women for
Can't they make a rule that it can't last more than 10 years or something? I mean, really, these hot flashes still, I don't know how long it's been, 15 years and don't get cancer, anybody, because then, I mean, it just, with everything else they give you, it just makes it last even longer.
Yeah,
It's the pits.
The thing is, though, if there are tons of good medical papers And the program I've been running for 28 years helps over 90% of women be symptom-free within the space of a few months. So the problem is when you've got no estrogen in your body anymore, then the brain's trying to kickstart your ovaries back into function, because 100 years or so ago, we weren't living much past 50, and so it didn't really matter. But now, obviously, when 40-something is halfway for so many people, it matters a lot. And we need to not just overcome symptoms, but we also need to learn how to meet our needs so that we can prevent things like osteoporosis and heart disease and dementia in the long term. And it's also cancer protective. So if you have breast cancer, it helps to protect against any other future events. So
Dementia also?
yeah, it's honestly, the research is amazing. And so I feel really blessed to do the work I do, because I see amazing transformations. And
Are you talking about estrogen supplements?
I'm sorry?
Are you saying estrogen supplements?
Well, we use, we're looking at taking naturally occurring estrogen under the microscope. Looks very similar to estradiol that you have before menopause. So if there are certain foods that contain estradiol, and you can literally fool your body into thinking that you've got normal circulating estrogen again.
I had an instant menopause with a hysterectomy in '88, and they gave me estrogen supplements, or a variety of things, estradiol or whatever. And I never had a hot flash.
Yeah, no, this is we don't
have there.
This is without drugs or hormones. So this is doing it naturally with.
So, Marianne, what is the name of the book?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you put it in chat?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. And
How do you do it naturally?
I'll put my website in there as well. On my website that we've got, we started at the beginning of the year a midlife refuel club. So
Mary, it's too small for us to see.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's that's one of my old books.
This is the Natural Menopause Club. Marianne, maybe we can invite you to be one of our speakers later on for our IWF Florida Suncoast.
I'd love to. And if you've got, older people in the audience, I can talk about preventing all those horrible things after menopause as well. So
there's more.
And I used to help women with PMS. So I mean, there are solutions. And I really feel passionately about the fact that as baby girls, we're born with millions of eggs, but no roadmap. There's no manual to go with this body, and no one teaches us at any stage in our life how. But when you do learn to meet your needs, it's absolutely stunning, and you can feel really well again and be the best version of yourself. And we have so much wisdom, especially in this community where we've been really working and achieving all our lives. It's so unfair to fall over. And in fact, Forbes said in 2019 that lost productivity associated with menopause is now costing $810 billion globally each year. And no one's really doing anything about it. We've partnered with Virgin Care in the UK, and we're just looking for some other companies now I'm living here to go in and take some of the workforce and demonstrate that when you get people back into better shape, then it has a very positive effect on the economy as well, because women get rid of things like brain fog and insomnia and flashes and all of that, and they just get back to being in top form. So I'm sorry if I'm so passionate about it. I'll shut up now. But yes, I'd be very happy.
We're
to.
listening.
Yes, we are.
We're all taking notes, actually.
Absolutely. Very interesting.
I have so many questions for you.
Okay.
And it's so.
I don't want to hijack your session though, so I'll put some stuff in the chat so you've got some links, and then I'm very happy to answer all your questions.
That would be great.
Thank you, Marianne. Also, a fun shout out. Laura Berger is in the house. Thanks. Where are you joining us from? She's an executive coach. She spoke to IWF recently on neuroscience. And where are you today?
I am in Fort Lauderdale. I'm sorry I was a little bit late.
No, this is just an optional social.
Okay. But great to see everybody.
3184. We have a few people from Palm Beach and Miami joining us.
You must be neighbors then, because I'm in Hallandale Beach, so it's not up the road. So nice to meet you.
How many members are there in the Florida chapter, Leanne?
Melinda,
many-
there are forums here, Suncoast, which is south of Tampa Bay. It's in the Tampa Bay area. There's also an IWF Florida, which is the original one in Miami, and then Palm Beach created a new one. So Melinda used to live over there, but Palm Beach was more recent in the several years ago, but branched out from the Miami group.
Well, but how many, 400, 300, 200?
Also,
members?
Palm Beach is about 70 now, and Miami, I think, is 120, 130. That's a guess.
And Suncoast is about 140.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay.
Great, coming alive. That's, I always found when I had a home down in Florida, in West Palm at the Polo Club, that the working women in Palm Beach, not the society types, but the working women were so interesting. They all had, real careers going on. They didn't seem to have a collaboration or something like the Forum. I was a member of the Forum New York, even though I was living down in Florida and New York at the time. But I found them to be really interesting with it, not involved at all in the whatever the the various gatherings that go on for quasi charities that are down there. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I've really loved about IWF and all the people in the different forums that I've met is how people have orchestrated and crafted their lives to not only be great in whatever their field is, but also to pursue their passions.
Yes.
I'm like a kid. I'm like, you can do that. We could do that. It's just dazzling. And I just love how the possibilities of life just open up with this group. It's truly dazzling.
So well said.
Well, everybody's leaving New York and heading to Florida, quite frankly. So
not everybody.
Well, that's
right.
good.
Suzanne's there.
We gotta have somebody to visit when we go to New York.
Exactly. So on a fun note, can you all look into the camera and smile? I'm going to do a group screenshot. But Janice just walked out of the room. Oh, well, Janice, I hope you're there. So look into the camera and smile. And on a count of 3, I'm going to take a group shot. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more. Karen, look into the camera, smile. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, but Janice,
Who's looking at you?
I'm gonna take another one.
I know, it's
awesome
hard.
is that you're taking a picture of us.
Yeah.
I'm taking a picture with a screenshot. All right,
Yeah.
with my computer.
Good.
Good.
I don't post. I'll just send it to Mary Ruiz. She heads up our IWF.
We have a little
fundraiser.
Facebook.
Okay. Is everybody going to the IWF conference virtually later this month?
Yes.
Yes, I signed up for the dining round because they're global. It's just so
Yeah,
cool.
I did
Great.
too.
Yeah, the dining rounds virtually are fun, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the in-person,
And
of course.
also with the conference, if you pay to go and let's say, something blows up at work and you can't go, they will give you access for a month later to the session. So, if you're concerned about schedule conflicts or whether you can really commit.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I thought that was a nice feature. And they canceled Seattle, which I'm really sad to hear.
Yeah.
Arabelle attended the last virtual conference as my guest before she joined IWF. So could you imagine taking an IWF conference as a guest? And then Arabelle, so glad that you joined us in IWF.
No, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm actually looking forward to the one later on this month. They'll be nice. And I'm kind of disappointed about Seattle. That would have been nice to get to meet a lot of you in person.
The virtual conferences are good, but there's nothing like, the face-to-face. We all miss
the
it
meet
in
and greet.
every aspect of our lives.
Yeah.
I hope you're all planning to come to New York in 24.
Sure.
Is that where we're gonna have?
That sounds
Yes.
great.
New York is celebrating its 50th anniversary in
Oh,
2024.
Amazing.
Right.
So IWF considers it, it's their 50th anniversary as well.
Right.
So that it will be a big conference.
Yeah.
and I know New York is going to show us a good time.
Oh,
Of course.
with all that pent up excitement by being out again. Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
It's going to be hard to beat Miami, but
New York
see.
will be up for it. No, we'll be up for it.
Oh, yeah. By then, yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, you have Michigan coming too, Motor City, Detroit. So that one will be.
yeah,
fun.
when is that one, Beth? When has it been
Oh,
rescheduled?
The 23.
Oh, 23.
Fall
October
of 23?
Oh, they've moved Michigan to 23?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
They were supposed to have it last October.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Are they not doing any international ones? Are we?
Yes, Chile. Chile's coming up.
Chile.
Really? Whoa.
In the spring of 23,
Mm-hmm.
I
But-
think so.
I want to go back to to talking about this one virtual. So people are signing up for it. You know,
Yes.
the last one I did virtual, it just, I like the dine around, but other than that, I never seem to make it to anything. So, but people
But as
think
Mary
it works
said, you
out
can
well.
look at it after. Yeah.
That once you pay, Beth, you have 30 days access to.
Yeah,
play
I
whenever
know,
you have
but
time.
I mean, it's more fun when you're in the moment
Yeah, that's true.
kind of thing. But people
Oh,
did
course.
enjoy it, thought it worked.
They've done a
They're
really
trying,
good job. They've done a very good job with the virtual. I
Yeah,
was
they schedule
surprised
discussion sessions to have some time to interact as well. They're working at it.
a little bit.
Yeah, there's a breakout session for several. I moderated one of them. They put everybody in small groups. You're with people from all over the world, and you discuss the issue. People really enjoy that.
Yeah, I think
what
that's
like for
important.
many people.
So as
And they
I'm
accommodated different schedules too, internationally.
Lee, I was going to ask, I'm still getting to know the IWF group. So what would be a typical in-person format of a conference? Is it over multiple days? I'm assuming there's speakers. Could someone just,
So what they do is they have a dine around on a different day. You can sign up either for noon or for later at night because they're trying to offer something for all time zones. And then the conference itself is a half day. And again, you can sign up for something that's like afternoon or evening for us at Eastern Standard, but that's also for the other time zones. And then there's scheduled presentations, some of them which have breakouts. Another feature is the behind the scenes. So there are offerings for the typical behind the scenes. And I think those are accessible at any time. I think they're taped.
So Mary, I think Janine was asking in real time, in the normal world.
person.
so
Yeah.
All of that would be live, Janine, and it would be like the dining rooms would all be at dinner, and they're fabulous, like 12 women in some beautiful home in the host city. It's amazing because you'll have like 600 or 700 women, and they'll assign 12 at a time to different hosts. I was on the host committee when I was in Boston, and we had to find all of those dining around locales, but it's so worth it because it's so intimate. But then the behind the scenes would be, say, seeing the back of Symphony Hall in Boston, or the inside tour of the Dolly in St. Pete where you are, and that would all be live. But and then there are big plenary sessions like any conference where you're listening to speakers, and the speakers are all world class. But as Mary said, now that's all virtual. So the good news is it's more accessible. The bad news is it's not live.
It's also cheaper.
Yeah,
it's a lot cheaper.
It's not cheap and they're international once a year, so overseas once a year, and then domestic once a year. You have both of those options live in normal times.
The live sessions are 3 days long, and opening night is usually quite the party, something that's to really showcase the host city.
Usually
then
the mayor of the city comes, and there's a lot of
Yeah, because these IWF women know everybody.
Exactly.
Yes.
I
And
remember
then there's the
one time-
awards ceremony. I did the Toronto conference last year, and we honored the astronauts and
Oh yeah.
the Nobel Prize winners. Pretty fantastic.
The gala where they honor women is very uplifting and tear-jerking in a lot of ways.
And
And
the
also
conference,
Women Who Make a Difference awards that always
yeah,
galvanizes
those are my favorites.
the
I love those,
region and
Marcia.
where the people are from. And
Yeah, yeah. So
And
Lean, I've been to some very intimate, I've been in some very intimate IWF dine-arounds in foreign countries, like in Morocco, in Hong Kong, in Sweden, in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Years ago, we had fantastic speakers at the Washington, D.C. conference. Some of you may remember. We had Sandra Day O'Connor and RBG. They were speaking to us as if we were their sorority sisters. No media, just chit-chatting with us, and it was amazing.
That was my first conference. It was I think it's best it's ever been.
What
can't
year was that?
match.
Was that in the 90s? I think
That
was
was at least, I think it was about 13 or 14 years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Gosh, can't wait.
International venues cannot be beat. They just can't be beat.
Yeah.
It's been phenomenal.
I went to the one in Amman, Jordan.
Oh.
Did anybody go to that one, Amman, Jordan?
I did. It was extraordinary.
I did.
Yeah.
We did also. That was fabulous.
We were the
guest of Queen Ranea, and they
Yeah.
just pulled out all the stops for us. And
was
equally in
amazing.
Morocco, we were the guest
That's
of
remarkable.
Queen Ranea. That was so fabulous.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And we did the Israeli. We did Israel a few years ago.
I think the other benefit that, and I've been to many conferences as well, is the networking. I have met women over the decades of IWF conferences that I've gone to, that those women who I've met, I still use in sort of in my professional world from the United States and elsewhere. And that's invaluable. And then recently, and I started, I know in Miami, I think it was, and it's kept on. They're now meeting individually where all the lawyers get together, and then all of the nonprofit people get together. And that's also been a useful networking tool.
And there's also one for healthcare. So there's health, philanthropy, and law. And if there's interest, if someone's willing to organize other interest groups, and then they have a presentation specifically targeted to that field. The interesting thing about IWF and these conferences is everything is through a woman's lens. Everything is from the woman's perspective, and you don't realize how much you miss it until you are offered it. And I think that is something really special. Yes, it's cutting edge issues. Yes, it's fabulous speakers, but it's the local to global issues that are important to women. And I think that I'm really excited that President Biden is going to be establishing a women's council again. It's going to be reporting to the president. I don't think it's a cabinet level, but it's pretty close. And so we're going to have a focus on women in this administration that we haven't had in a long time.
Do we know who's going to be heading that up?
They have announced it, but I do not retain the names. So I don't know if anybody else knows who they are. I can Google it.
No, I just remember them talking about it.
Mary, are you in New York or are you down in Florida?
I'm the president of the IWS Florida Suncoast.
Wonderful. And the committee you mentioned, that with a focus on health, can you put us in touch with that? That would be something I'd be very interested in.
So if you email IWF Global and just let them know that you're interested in that interest group, then they will put you on the notification.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mary,
Feeds about events.
can I give a plug for the Women's Film Festival Through Women's Eyes?
Yes.
This weekend, and you will be able to stream it. Naturally, we're not having it in a theater. It's throughwomenseyes.com, and you can look it up. They have amazing films. It's been going on for about 20 years, and each year the films are so much improved. It's just, they're very professional, but they're very profound. They deal with women's issues. on all different levels. So again, through womenseyes.com, and it's the largest women's film festival in the southeastern United States.
Mm.
So
Put it in the
it's,
chat. Put the
When does-
website in the chat.
And that starts this weekend, you said?
starts on Friday.
Okay.
I've just arranged to have one of the films shown here at Sarasota Bay Club. So that'll be a bonus and extend the reach. But I was one of the screeners this year, along with Mary Braxton Joseph, who's a member of our group. And we took some 400 plus films were submitted, and we narrowed them down to, I think, about 25. And some of those are shorts that are put into a package, but they're very impressive. You won't be wasting your time. If you go on, I think you'll be very impressed. I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
it's a
that's-
wonderful
that's-
organization.
That's Carol Green in Sarasota. We will have a Carol H. Green who might be Zooming with us in the Fort Myers and Naples area. Oh, you are on. Carol H. Green, where are you today?
I'm Naples.
Awesome. Welcome, welcome.
We're
And
all
later,
friends from Denver, Carol and Carol, right?
Yeah, she's Carol B and I'm Carol H, or she's Carol #1 and I'm Carol #2.
Well, the reason we ended up with the B's and the H was because we were out there in the same marketplace. I'm trying to get that information on the chat. I'm not successful.
I think Jan put it in.
Yeah, Jan put it in.
Jan put it in. And Carol H. Green, later on, I want to connect you with Karen Jones. She is in Naples and she's the guest of mine and Tony Randolph of IWF.
Excellent.
So before we start, I'm going to do 2 group screenshots of everyone because this is a huge turnout. So if you all can take a look in your camera, smile, and I'm going to take 2 screenshots. Janine, if you want to click on so we can see your smiling face. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, I'm going to flip pages. 1, 2. Phyllis, you want to look? Great. 1, Sandra, yay. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you.
Did you get everybody on one page?
Hey, yeah, Lee,
No.
I have everybody on one page. Would you like me to?
I can
take-
do
Yes.
that.
How do you do? You know how to do that?
You need a bigger screen.
Well, I have a newer Zoom, but someone else said they can do it.
I can do it.
Or Carol.
Awesome.
I'll let Carol do it.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna
no
smile
problem.
again. Carol.
No, I
Oh,
have,
and
I
Mary
have
Ann
a
takes
request
offers
of
and glasses,
our
okay.
New York folks, if I may. We love to welcome people who are what we call snowbirds as guests to our meeting. So if you want to be included, just let us know. I'll put my email in the chat to everybody. Also, if you know people who are planning to move to Florida, just email. Oh, there's Nancy. Yeah, I just emailed you. I just chatted you, Nancy. Then our policy is we accept transfers with open arms and we make it easy. So just let us know. We don't want you to miss out on IWF after you move.
And I'll make the same pitch actually for the Palm Beach location. If people are moving down towards the East Coast in Florida, we just had that conversation at our board meeting today, expecting to see some more New Yorkers show up. I'll be welcomed with open arms.
Yeah, that's nice.
And even if you're a snowflake and just down here sometime when we're off of Zoom.
I love it.
Happy to have you.
I think the snowflakes are in Texas and up north now, right?
Well, we always like visitors at our meetings.
I have a friend that is on the East Coast. Can you put in your chat, your contact? It's Vivian Picard, who's come to some of these meetings. And
She signed up for tonight.
she did, but she's not
Yeah.
here, so I've emailed.
Yep, I don't
her,
see her. I don't see
Wondering
her.
where she is, but
Yeah, she
if
was.
you put
I
the
saw her
email,
last
I
time.
can connect her with you.
So I'll go ahead and start and welcome everyone to our IWF Florida Suncoast. My name is Leanne Chung. I am in sunny Sarasota today. I am so happy that you all have joined us. We are connecting via Zoom with IWF Florida Suncoast, which is in the Sarasota area on the Gulf Coast of Florida. We also have reached out to Miami. We have IWF Florida Administrator, let's see, Leah Sardito. She's joined us to say hi. Thank you, Leah. You've been so amazing over there in Miami. We also have Palm Beach, IWF Palm Beach here. And we also have Women's Forum of New York, and Suzanne Dowling is one of the, she's been with them forever. So welcome, welcome. And Melinda Bush has been very, very active with New York City. We also have a few from Connecticut. We have Virginia Pan from IWF Connecticut.
It's so fabulous to have people from the different chapters. I love it.
Exactly. So I made a fun excuse to host a social Zoom. There is no agenda. This is strictly social. The Chinese New Year just occurred recently. I'll say it's the Lunar New Year. Is someone's TV going on in the background? I hear something. So I want to wish everyone a happy Lunar New Year. This is the year of the ox. It is supposed to symbolize a year of calm, logic, and patience, and peace. And then also I heard that hard
Something
work,
we need.
Exactly. Hard work,
good.
positivity, and endurance. It's the year of the ox, okay? So tonight's format is I will introduce a couple of you all from the different forums. If you have any fun news you want to share or just a nice shout out, and then we'll have if anyone else has any announcements, then we'll break out into one breakout room from 6:15 to 6:45, and you just simply socialize, reconnect, and enjoy, and then we'll go back into the main session at 6:45 and we'll end at 7 o'clock. So any questions with the format before we do any announcements?
Could we ask if we have other forum heads here, could we ask them just to say a couple minutes about their forum and what's going
Absolutely.
on?
That's what I want to do before we break out. So
Great.
Mary, I'm going to introduce first. So Mary Ruiz, she is the IWF Florida Suncoast chair. So Mary, she is in Bradenton, and you've done an instrumental job for so many Zooms for us lately. So thank you, Mary. And she's also moderating.
So I just wanted to say a few words about Florida Suncoast. We include Jacksonville, Tampa, Bradenton, Sarasota, all the way down Fort Myers and Naples. There are 140 of us. We have adopted a strategic plan that involves the conversion of IWF Florida Suncoast to a nonprofit 501c3, one that can be accept tax deductible, because we're looking at how we can implement the new mission of IWF Global of advancing women's leadership and championing equality. And we felt that the nonprofit status would give us more flexibility of accepting corporate sponsorships, grants, donations, and setting us up for our future. We are going to grow to 200 in the next 5 years. Because of our geographic breadth, we want to make sure that there are enough IWF members in each of our major geographic areas so that people have their tribe. In addition to, so these are called branches in the IWF world. We're looking at how we can implement advancing equity. We have a committee working on that. And we're also looking at how we can introduce global. And this is something I'd like you all to think about here in Florida. What do you think of maybe reaching out to our Caribbean sisters and maybe sometime in the future organizing a joint program or some kind of joint effort? I think that that would add a global element to our Florida group and also support our Caribbean sisters who often do not have access to the same level of resources. So we have been very focused on the future, and IWF Florida Suncoast is growing.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Mary. And let's look over at the Miami area. Anyone from the Miami would like to, I see Mercedes, I believe you're from the Miami area. And Leah, do you actually want to share any fun announcements for Miami group? I don't see Melanie on yet.
No, I'm not sure if she'll be able to make it.
Okay.
But, it's great to see so many new faces and to also see the faces behind some of the names that I see on emails. So, it's been a pleasure. I've now been working with IWF Florida. It's going to be on 2 years this coming June. It's been a wonderful opportunity, and we're lucky. We're maintaining the membership. We're getting ready today. Actually, we're working on submitting the new membership roster. So the new member committee will begin working on submissions, reviewing all the submissions, and hopefully we'll keep on adding members and retaining the great ones that we have. So if you ever need anything, our events, just email me. My email is info@iwfflorida.org. And also now Global is asking us to submit our upcoming events so everyone can see them and also participate.
Thank you, Leah. And Leah, if you could put your email in the chat for everyone.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, I just want to do a fun shout out. I see Linda Gassenheimer. She is an amazing food critic, cookbook author. I met Linda Gassenheimer at a dine-around in Buenos Aires. And we also did a fun tour of Marrakesh together after our Morocco conference in Rabat. So Linda, welcome. Thank you. You're always welcome. So she's in Miami. And
you didn't tell the whole story. Many people probably know. This is the wonderful thing about going to conferences and meeting people from all over. When we were in Morocco, so unfortunately, several people became a little ill from eating food, street food, etc. One of them was my husband. And I was at lunch with Leanne, and I said, gee, I'm supposed to go on a tour, but I really can't leave because I didn't want to leave my husband. And she said, I'll take care of your husband, which she did. And we've been friends ever since.
We were friends before that too. So, and we've seen each other at other conferences worldwide. Thank you. Thank you. Palm Beach, anyone would like to share any fun things going on at the IWF Palm Beach Forum?
Sure. So this is Sandy Finn, and I'm
thanks, Sandy.
I'm chairing our membership committee this year. So definitely this question about send us some great recommendations. Although our plans for growth this year are a little more modest, we're probably looking on to bring on only about 10 members. We did formally break off from Miami about 2 years ago, but we've stayed very, very close. All of our events are open to both chapters. So we definitely have some fun with that. And on the personal side, I'm really glad that all of us here in South Florida have been enjoying such a fabulous winter. Because when I talk to whether it's friends or family up north, it's been a lot more difficult for them to be staying home alone.
Thanks, Sandy. Really, really appreciate it. How about New York City? Oh, anything else, Sandy? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say we do our programming every month. Usually it's a presentation type thing. And as I said earlier, guests are always welcome, whether it's now on Zoom, and of course when we're in person. It'd be fun to see other people come in.
Great.
I'll be happy to talk a bit about New York, and then others might want to jump in.
Okay, thanks, Marcia.
Sure. I'm serving on something called the Ed Fund, the Education Fund Advisory Committee. And we have a really extraordinary program in New York where we actually provide scholarships to women who never completed their bachelor's degree, who are generally of an older age, not typical, how should we say, the 18 to 22 crowd. And what's amazing about this particular scholarship is that most of the women are dealing with very, very, very challenging circumstances. You can just imagine, some of them have 3 or 4 children and an ill husband, or a husband in prison, or no husband, and it's just amazing to read the applications that they provide and how they're reaching so far for what their hopes and aspirations are. And so in New York, we feel that we're really a catalyst for an amazing opportunity of change for a whole cadre of women that we don't ordinarily think about. And what's remarkable about this particular scholarship is it's not a scholarship to pay for tuition. It's a scholarship that they are entitled to use for any needs that they have. They may have needs for childcare. They may have needs for clothing, etc. And it's just been an amazing program. Some of these, it's been in operation now for almost 20 years. And some of these women, as I think that Suzanne, I think you've been engaged with the Ed Fund Committee also.
Actually, 34 years.
Okay, so
I started it 34 years ago.
Okay, so it's been a very long haul. And some of these women have gone on to do extraordinary things, deans of colleges, physicians, et cetera, et cetera. So we are making a difference. And I think that's something to be admired and emulated.
I was on that committee for several years. And it also, does it still work, and Marcia, as a nonprofit, a nonprofit that's beyond the forum, as I recall. So we used to contribute often to the scholarship fund separately.
501c3.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm from IWF New York, and actually I serve on the membership committee. So I'll echo what Marcia and Suzanne and Lucy have said. And we raise about $400,000 a year for these scholarships, which is pretty impressive. And that started to amp up about 5 years ago or so when we started to host an annual luncheon at the Plaza Hotel. And we had some great speakers. You know, you tell the story of the women. And like Marcia said, not only do these women pick themselves up, but some of the most heartening stories for me were that their daughters then went on to get degrees, or the women graduated from college and went on to get an engineering degree or become a lawyer. So as Marcia said, we really are a catalyst for changing the trajectory of somebody's life.
That is amazing. Is
And this year, we couldn't do it in the, you know, obviously in person. You know that we raised even more money doing it by Zoom than we had in person.
Is that right? Oh, that's
we had a lot of support for that event. So we moved it to Zoom. It's in June every year, and we will have it by Zoom again this year because you just can't plan.
That's wonderful.
That hopefully in 2022 we'll be back to in person, but we were very heartened by the support of the Women's Forum and, you know, some corporates as well.
Sponsors. Right.
Do you have a sense of what percentage of your members participate in that program? It's just.
Well, we have 555 members in New York, you know, so 400,000. I mean, you know, I'm sure everybody from IWF New York who's on the call participates. I you know, have every year as well. So.
And we're even doing more prospectively to try to raise further awareness of the program. I'm going to be leading a group in undertaking sort of a market survey. We haven't really been aggregating much data in terms of the aftermath that Catherine was speaking of. And I think it's important. I think it's important data that we can use to promote what we've achieved, and as well as advertising for more women to apply and come into the program.
Right. And the number of scholarships we can give depends on the amount of money we raise.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Any other
I've
chapters
attended
do
that event. Sorry, Sandy?
Any other chapters do anything like that?
You know, I'm a former president of the New Jersey Forum, and what we've done is we've sponsored a fellow a number of years. I don't think it's a consistent annual matter, but I think that's been amazing because I don't know how much you all know about the Leadership Foundation of IWF. It in the past, from its inception, it operated separately from IWF. And in this past year, they had the IWF organization and the Leadership Foundation have merged such that IWF can now be a 501c3 in the sense that donations to IWF directly are tax deductible. It was always only if you gave to the Leadership Foundation, which created some disappointments for some people. But their Leadership Foundation program has resulted on a global basis in many emerging women leaders becoming presidents even of their, their chapters, the IWF affiliates. And I also think that that's extraordinary. I served on the Leadership Foundation board for 8 years. And the best way to really become engaged on an international level is not only the attending of the international conferences, but in my view, having also served on the global board for a number of years, it's really getting in there and really participating, because the more you participate, the more engaged you become in a lot of the global issues that we are able collectively to make a difference in. So I encourage you all to participate at that level. Don't be shy.
To echo what Marcia has just outlined, it's interesting to note that our new IWF president, Helen Rule from Australia, was an IWF fellow in 2000 and 2001.
That's amazing.
All those years ago, I met her as a fellow, and I absolutely tapped her as a future leader. I've been vindicated. I am thrilled to death that she is the new IWF president.
I just want to make sure everybody knows that IWF changed the rules. It used to be that you had to wait 2 years before you could invite a fellow to be a member, but now you can invite them at the completion of their fellowship. So
that's good. That's news to me. I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, that's a new change.
Let's not forget that Florida has produced, if you will, an international president, right, Teresa?
Teresa, right.
That's right.
Kudos to all of you.
And also one of our fellows here is now the first ever woman mayor of Miami-Dade County.
Oh, I didn't know she was
Daniela
a fellow.
Levine Cava.
Oh,
I didn't realize that she was a fellow. That's pretty cool.
That is very cool. That's great.
We also support fellows from the Suncoast chapter. We have been doing that, like you do, Marcia, or New Jersey did.
Yeah. Well, IWF never was a mission-driven organization. It really stayed away from politics because we wanted to be inclusive and allow for many different points of view, etc. But I think as we move further along, I'm seeing more and more of these interest groups evolving. We talked about the philanthropy group and the healthcare group, etc. And I think emerging from that slowly but surely will be some agendas that everyone can agree on as important on a global basis. So looking forward to seeing what happens next.
I think we've definitely found that a really challenging subject about what we can take on that's not controversial. I would love to be more involved in something that's mission driven. It really speaks to me, and I think it'd be a great engagement for all of our members, but we get stuck on, does that come across as too political? And in our current environment, that feels very risky to us.
Exactly. I mean, we don't want to alienate anyone.
Right.
So. But then we become, too soft, too soft. So.
Honestly, it's been a challenge for me because even things that you might think of as women's issues, now can be very political issues as well. So yeah, so to me, it's a shame that we stayed away from it. And I'm very interested in how you've handled that in the other chapters. That's why I was asking about it.
I think a lot of us are exploring that, because the other problem is we're all so busy. We're not really looking for another service project, right? Because we're all on community boards and we're all have our projects. And so finding that fine line where it's true and authentic to IWF and that we leverage the resources that we have. I think this is a period of exploration, and I'm really interested in seeing how other forums deal with it. We're interested in sponsoring or mentoring or supporting other forums that maybe are just getting started or that are smaller. That's why the Caribbean is of interest to us, although those women are usually ahead of us. And so I think it'll be an interesting experiment as we move forward, because I think the women coming behind us, the generation of women 20 years behind us, they're very purpose driven. So we also have to walk that fine line of not alienating our classic traditional membership and our emerging membership. It's an interesting time. I agree.
I think all organizations, but especially women's organizations, are facing this challenge at this juncture because, we've all been around for a while. Most of us, I see some younger faces out there. So, I don't want to put us all in one category, but my experience has been that it's just now, as Suzanne pointed out, the perfect example is Helen as the international president, having been a fellow. But, I can think of, at least 5 who have assumed the presidency of their own forums. It seems that the least controversial pursuit is a pursuit that speaks to the underserved woman. And I think that's why the matter of the Ed Fund and our scholarships, or a mentoring program, where we also have an adjunct mentoring program going on now. I think that is kind of the least controversial. I don't think there's anyone who could argue with that. And it provides an opportunity for a lot of different skill sets to be utilized in a way that could actually enhance your own personal skill set. For example, I know in New York every year there's a—
Marcia, sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I'm sorry, going to interrupt. I'm going to make this social. So when Mary Ruiz, and Marcia, you're a dear friend of mine, and I miss seeing you in person. Mary, can you break us into the breakout sessions so that people will join us? And we were going to start it at 6:15. So Mary, if you want to bring us back around 6:50, that would be fine. Or if you want to leave it at 6:45. So we're going to break out into one breakout sessions individually. There's about 6 breakout rooms, and then we'll come back into the main group just to chit chat some more. So no agenda, no topic.
So I have some pre-assigned people. You're randomly assigned to rooms, but those that do not have prior room assignments, it will take me a moment to assign you to a room. So when I push the button, you're going into rooms. So here we go. The magic wand. 1, 2, 3.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
Did it work?
We did it.
Yep, here we are. But I was just talking, somebody talked about hotels and that. Stephanie Sanaban, who is also in the Sarasota area in Longboat Key, she rents some hotels as well and is in that business.
She's an old friend of mine. Yes.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yes.
I'm surprised she's not on this call. She usually is on most of it.
But she led up a board for the forum.
Right.
When she was up in Boston, right? Not heading up women getting on boards.
Right. She still does that. She's very active in it.
Yeah.
In fact, Wonderful. I've been part of that. So.
And she's in Sarasota?
Well, she's by Lucy, Jan, and me.
Longboat Key, yeah.
Right, north end of Longboat Key.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Founded 2020 Women on Boards, which is now 50-50 women on boards because they reached their 2020 goal and now they're really getting aspirations.
Amazing. No, she's done brilliant work in that regard.
And I just put on the chat site for my breakout group and I'll share it with everybody. Ann Doyle, who's the immediate past president of the Michigan Forum, is doing a podcast for Black History Month. She does this for IWF, of somebody from Haiti who's now the corporate credit chief of a corporation that is a $700 million corporation. And it's kind of interesting. So if anybody's interested in there, I've just put it down. She founded Black Opportunity Fund.
Where's Leanne? Did she come back on?
Yes, I zoomed back on. Thanks, Marcia.
Okay.
And
Well,
Mary has just
Leanne,
put 50.
I want to thank you for doing an amazing job of bringing us all together. It's been fabulous, really.
Thanks, Marcia. It was fun. I hope you all had fun.
Yeah, that was very great. Thank you so
Great.
much, Leanne.
Great, thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Leanne, I was just thinking, I have a request. You know, I've met so many wonderful women today on the Zoom call, but it's hard to keep track of all the names and surnames. Would it be okay if you shared everyone's email address with us, or that would be
Sure.
brilliant.
I think we can do that. I think we can do a spreadsheet of everybody that signed up and then send it out to everybody that attended.
That would be great.
Okay, that would be terrific. Thank you.
If you could
I say we, that'll be our form administrator, Tanya.
Mary, if you could indicate the forum, which forum people.
If we know, we will.
It helps.
Okay.
Great.
That'll be terrific. Thank you.
Thanks, Leanne. This was great.
Leanne, did you say you were going to do another Motown session when we last met?
No, there was a Motown session that IWF Detroit hosted that I had signed up as an attendee.
Right.
Yeah, and I was trying to do it the same for Florida. And because that's part of my chapter and she agreed. But then we had recorded it for Michigan and she said, how about just sharing it with the Florida group? And I didn't do that. That we could, so I can try to get the link. But I think it'd probably be fun if we did it ourselves. I don't know, Lucy is chair of the program committee and I don't know, I know that would fall on me to arrange that. So I dropped the ball on it, I confess.
It's all right.
Well, this was wonderful. It was very well organized. Leanne, thank you so much for, I think, chairing, or at least bringing us together. It's wonderful.
How warm is it
Absolutely.
in Florida now? How warm is it today?
We were in the 80s, the low 80s.
Oh,
Around 80, 83, 81.
Well, we've had enough temperature to melt most of our snow.
True.
Not all of it, but a lot of it. And then we're going to dip back into the 30s tomorrow. So enjoy the sunshine. Send me some.
We'll send you some warm thoughts.
Send me warm thoughts.
Well,
Thank you so much, Leanne.
Leanne, thank you, and everyone, thank you so
everybody.
much. I appreciated the time, and I definitely enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
Always great to be with you, Leanne, and thank you so much.
And Leanne,
Thank you so much for organizing all of us. Really, really enjoyed today's Zoom call. Meeting everyone, all you wonderful ladies. I hope someday to perhaps meet more of you in Florida in the future.
Exactly.
Or New York.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't wait to come back to New York. I miss Broadway. Oh,
Oh, yes.
Broadway's not going to open anytime soon.
I know.
Sad.
They were talking about possibly May.
Oh, no.
No,
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 I
no,
think
no.
so.
not till. not till the
What
fall.
about the fall? What about the fall?
I talk
Yeah, we
about
would hope.
September is a possibility, but for Broadway, that's a real challenge because, you know, the Broadway theaters are old theaters.
And
They're not really set up for social distancing.
You're sitting
I
on
mean,
top.
25% can't even pay the rent. I mean, I am dying for the Metropolitan Opera House to open.
Oh,
But that's thousands of people, you know.
Yeah.
And coming
I
from
think
the industry,
2021 season may start in September, and I'm crossing my fingers and everything else.
and coming
Suzanne,
from the
Janine
industry.
heads up the theater here, Manti. Go ahead, Janine.
I was going to say, in coming from the industry, what we're reading is because a lot of them have been out of work for so long,
Yeah.
they have relocated and found new work. And some of them will not return back to the entertainment industry for fear that this will happen all over again.
That's
And
right.
so they really don't have an idea of what holes they're going to have to fill. And a lot of people don't realize that if you're going to launch a show or you're going to bring the cast or you're going to bring the crew back for something in October, that means they're rehearsing the 1st of August. And so if you think, okay, now we're not bringing somebody back until October, then that means you're not, you're not launching your show until December. So a lot of the houses aren't sure who will be available to come back because they can't give them a date to return yet.
And it's all that support staff that goes, it's not just the people you see on the stage, all the people behind the scenes.
Yeah, the ones doing the
they haven't been
spotlight, the
able to find work in
wigs,
New York either.
costume.
Yeah. So they've even left New York. New York is a lonely town right now. I have to live long enough to see my city come back.
You will.
I trust I will. Yeah.
Well, I just booked 2 weeks there for Thanksgiving, so I'm coming, whether it's back or not.
Yeah, good.
Phyllis,
the
just
fourth
Phyllis,
opera
look at the chat for you, please. Look at the
Okay, I
chat.
will. Thank you so much.
I sent you
So
something.
I'm going to sign off here now.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. It was great, Lynn.
Thanks, Melinda. Thank you all. Hope to see you again Zoom soon.
All right, so I'm going to end the
you.
meeting and I'm
Bye-bye.
saying goodbye to everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.